And it's a place where music is held in high regard. You know, they don't have a bunch of TVs, they don't have a bunch of neon. It's like a bunch of old wood where the music has soaked in and people come to really listen.
And when he said, I want to see what Cleveland has, mind you, I'm in the balcony in the front row. I ran up the balcony, down the mezzanine.
Once upon a time, in Cleveland, Ohio.
Welcome to Real Cleveland. I'm your host, Justine, and we have a very special show this week. I am in front of Major Hooples on the corner of Franklin and Columbus here in downtown Cleveland. And we have a very special show today in honor of Black History Month. We have a couple musicians who are so unbelievably talented. They're from here, from Cleveland, and they've been all over the world. They've traveled with the Temptations, one who has traveled with some reggae greats. Better stay right there so you can catch it. Hey, welcome back to Real Cleveland. I'm your host, Justine. I am upstairs in Hooples in downtown Cleveland, right here on the Cuyahoga River, which I heard froze for the first time. Norm, the owner, told me he saw it frozen last week for the first time in 25 years. It's a cold one, but it's warm in here. And I've got a couple guests with me today. Carlos Jones, the reggae master, who's been packing clubs and all over Cleveland and abroad for a few decades.
Oh, at least three.
At least 3 decades. And we're going to be talking to Carlos today. And we also have Don Williams Sr. here, who is, you are the jazz musician, you're a keyboardist. You have played with the Temptations. You've had things going on with the Commodores. You've toured with them. You have a lot to talk to us about.
In '84, I had the pleasure of playing with Dennis Edwards of the Temptations. And actually, I got tricked into this audition. We were all asked to come to an audition, and we thought it was for a local group that was possibly getting a record deal. So I kept saying, why are we playing this song, Don't Look Any Further, all day, all night? And they say, all right, you guys did great, go home. You know, we'll call you if you made it. Half an hour later, I get a call. Hey, you made the audition, come back. I go back to the audition. Dennis Edwards walk in the door with his entourage, and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I just got out of the military. I'm like, I'm 27 years old. I'm like, why is Dennis Edwards here? You know, I recognized him from being with the Temptations. But, you know, he talked to the band and said, if you guys are interested, we're going out on tour. He just released this song. You might remember it. I go. He just released that song. And from '84 to '91, I stayed with Dennis.
And then towards the end of the 90s, I started feeling like I wanted to get back into the roots of reggae music, which is what brought me into it in the first place. You know, when I heard Bob Marley and groups like, you know, Culture and all the old vocal groups coming out of Jamaica in the 70s, you know, that's the kind of soul music I wanted to do. You know, so that's why I formed the Plus Band, which means Peace, Love, Unity Syndicate. And I wanted to kind of get back to that sound. And it's like when people feel it, it puts everybody in the same place, on the same page, you know. And that's why I love it so much, because it unifies people. And it erases all of those barriers and all of those boundaries that we construct between ourselves in everyday life. You know, so I can't think of nothing better.
Has no colors.
Right.
Doesn't discriminate.
Oh, baby, say we're running, having fun all in the sun, yeah.
So here we are, Mr. Don Williams and Mr. Carlos Jones just met, and they are able to play together this whole song, and without reading any sheet music, without anything in front of them, we came together in this eclectic mix, and that's what it's all about.
Music is a force of nature, and it has powers to heal and powers to uplift and move the spirit and all of these things that, you know, it's almost magical. This train is bound to glory. This train. This train is bound to glory. This train.
Shout out your website one more time.
Soundclick.com/Don Williams Sr.
And I'm at carlosjones.com.
All right, Cleveland, check them out. You're watching Real Cleveland. I'm your host, Justine. Thanks for tuning in.
Our